Welcome to a very important event today, the celebration of National Day. So what we want to discuss today is the one that is very important to the nation, that's education. Why education? You invest in property, you invest in a car, it is one-time pleasure. When the day you buy the car, you are very happy. When you buy a house, you are very happy. But when you invest in education, you get it, you contribute to the society, you make everybody happy. Let's see how the things are like that. And what is the role of education in the society? I have taken an example. This example is from my own experience. I have seen a person in India. I have taken an example from India, a live example where a person who has completed his 10th standard and his parents, or is this a requirement of the house, that you start getting employed, start working. The best jobs he will get is some of a peon, of a labor, yeah, where he cannot do any computer work, any hand work, any writing work, but he has to do physical labor. He sweeps the house or something of that sort. He gets a salary of 2,000 rupees per month, 24,000 per annum. It becomes 140 real per year. If you the 12th pass, a 3,000 rupees per month. If you see a BA BCom normal person, 5,000. If you see a graduate coming with a professional qualification, he might starting will be 120,000 per annum, or 10,000, 15,000 rupees per month. If you see an MBA from a good university or a good IIM background or an XLRI or something, it's a 10 to 12 lakhs packages are very common. And then when you go to an MBA from one of the top 10 colleges of the world, the starting package should be 110,000, 120,000 US dollars per annum. Starting package of 50 lakh rupees. So, what comes to your mind if you listen to this?
Return on investment.
The return on investment. And my friends, my experience says that return on investment on education is 1 year. Let's see, go further. Now this person, he got a 10th class and he started his career. What happens to him? What is his requirement and how much is available to him? Now we have taken the basic requirement is the roti, kapda and makan. Okay? His working life is 40 years. He started at the age of 20, he is going to retire at 60. He has a family. His family has a requirement of 3,000 rupees rent, 2,000 travel, 3,000 for food. 8,000 is his requirement and he is earning 2,000. It's a minus 6,000. So only way is to go and stay with his family, take some support, do some extra work, or don't have anything of this. Just have food in the meager way. So a person with a 10th class cannot do anything for himself. What he can do for his family? Second, if you just go back on the slide. If you go back on the 12th class, he will be earning for 40 years. Out of it, 30 years he will be only collecting money for himself. He will save PAF, this, that. And when he has got 10 years last, he has got something surplus with him, where he can do something for his children, where he can do something for the contribution for the society, but very bigger way. In the same way, a person with a MBA, normal MBAs and this graduate can do, for 20 years he will do the savings. I have an example really, I am coming from my personal experience. If a person with a IIM background, he will complete his requirement of money in 5 years and then he is saving for his future. And if you are a grad from Harvard or Stanford, within 1 year your requirement of money is over and then you start saving. and then you create your future. You must have seen all the Bill Gates, and where within 1 year, 2 years, they finish all the requirement of loans, payments and everything, and then they become an entrepreneur. They employ people. He not only he takes it for himself, but he gives back to society. How much he is dependent and how much he becomes independent. And that is only the education scale I am talking, okay? I am not talking about any other thing. He is 100% dependent on society, on his family. How I tell you? We have seen case examples where children stay with the parents. They don't want to go out because they are not exposed. They don't have that much education where they can take their own decisions. They don't have that much exposure whereby the parents can push them out of the house. They have to be protected. The only way is to stay with the parents, or stay in a village, stay or do some ordinary work and stay wherever you are. You should be protected. 100% is dependent, that constitute of 70% of the pyramid. In the whole realm of the country, 70% people is like this. If you, second category is 12th class people. This is where a grad, simple grad of BCom, MBA, this one is from a higher education, right? 40% of the life he will be dependent, 60% time he will be independent. If you see the first person, an MBA from a top college in the world, he is not dependent on anyone from the first month. Or maybe 1 year, he will take a loan, he will study, he is spending 1 crore, 50 lakhs, something of that sort. But the return on investment is 1 year, he is zero dependency on anyone, he is independent from the first day. So, this is a pyramid which shows how much is the surplus to give back. What he can do for you, what he can do for himself. If you see a SSC person, we have seen that he is already minus 6,000 per month. In that case example, I am not saying a particular case, but I am saying what example we took. We have a minus 6,000 a month. He has zero surplus. He cannot do anything. This person has a bigger realm. Here we got a bigger realm. Here more, the top guy. He has got lots of surplus with him. So he does investments. Do you see an investment banker coming to SSC person? They are also not interested in talking to these people because they know there is no money there. This is at the bottom of the pyramid. All the wealth in the world which is carried by 5% people in the world, and you will find that at least 50 to 60% of the people in the world are from the top colleges in the world, right? From the top 10 colleges maybe. Now we are talking of taking from the society and contributing to the society. Is it going okay for you? You are getting it? If a person who has got 140 real per year as a backup salary, as a salary, what do you expect him to contribute to the society? If you go to him with a project, how he can bring it out from a project, from his pockets? And if you see on the top, if you see this, the contribution, the other people, if you see the 50% time he will try to contribute. He can contribute from his salaries, he can contribute from his realm of world. He knows where the sources are. But if you know the Bill Gates of the world, you know the Azim Premjis of the world, you know Mukesh Ambanis of the world, this is the people who contribute to the society. They not only employ themselves, they not only create wealth for themselves, but they have enough wealth for the world to give. Next. We got this. These are the surveys done in the world, and few of the results are there. Where, if you see the people, the most of the people who getting the education, what is the ambition of the people to get educated? They want to become this, they want to become MBAs, they want to become this. Okay? And these are the people who don't want to become. So ambition is always there, but financial affordability is not there. The annual earnings, if you see the high school, if you see this is actual survey. if you see the grad degree, and if you see the bachelor's degree, this is very clear, it is shown what is the comparison. And the unemployment, if you see the doctoral degree, the unemployment and the unemployment of the high school people, right? So this is few of the evidence that on the basis of which I suggest. Thank you very much.